Hello and welcome, my name is Akira and this is the last video in my current series about Master of Orion. This is not going to be a gameplay episode, but more a review and evaluation episode from the series. So, this is, if you haven't watched the series and just watching this review, this is a new game called Master of Orion that came out recently in early development on Steam. And of course, being in early development, there's a bunch of features that aren't really enabled yet. First of all, there's 4 races that aren't playable yet. There's a whole spy system that hasn't been implemented. You can only have the difficulty at normal, which is very noticeable once you've... I played a single campaign through before I played this YouTube campaign. And just from that one campaign, I know the game well enough that I just beat it easily. So hopefully we'll see some more difficult AI in the future, and hopefully we'll see them implement the rest of the game. There are some things that I found were a bit simple in this game. The diplomacy system seemed a bit simple, and the AIs are really simple. They just seem to want to attack you whenever you get too big. Which I guess, like, it's not that it's all bad, it's just that if they can't beat you, then they should try to get some allies to help them or something like that, instead of just, like, the humans were trying to get money out of us, trying to extort us, even though we are far bigger than them and probably have way bigger military than they do. But of course, as I said, it's early access, they probably haven't focused on the AIs yet. Hopefully they'll get them way better. All in all, I think though it is a pretty interesting game. Definitely one of the better 4X space games that I've tried recently.
The bride's claws are...
I like the research system where sometimes you have to choose between stuff. Also because it kind of forces you to go and trade with the other races to get the rest. If you want to use that. One thing that I didn't like was that the other races are immediately able to buy, for example, battle pods or spider base off of you. I think that it should be like, once you get advanced construction yourself, then you can go and bother for the opposing version. You shouldn't be able to just being at this level get the technology up here just because it's a dual technology. That's just my thoughts on it. Otherwise, I really like this technology system. There should be a option so that instead of going to this screen as standard, you went to this screen as standard, because I like to have the whole tree when I'm looking. Maybe it's just a preference of mine, but I like to be able to watch the whole picture when I take decisions. So, minor thing there. I like the ship design system. Again, I've talked about this earlier. I think that since you have the ability to choose a different ship design, you should then be rewarded with the icons also changing here and on the map. Again, that might just be an early access thing that they haven't really done 2 sets of sprites and stuff yet, and that'll come later, but it's just a minor detail. It looks really pretty when you're in the combat view, but I would rather have it be pretty for the rest of the time, because I'm spending much more time on the map than I do in combat view. So otherwise, I like the ship design system, where you can kind of decide yourself what kind of weapons you want, and you can kind of use it as I did to like specialize your ships so that everything. You kind of have the thing in this game. And in a lot of space games where once the next model comes out, your previous models just become obsolete. Whereas in real life, and how it probably should be, each ship should just fill its own role. And with the ship design system, you can just make them fill that role yourself. So like I said, I turned the destroyers into bombing ships and then the cruisers into pure weapons. And that's a way that you can kind of get around the whole thing. Of course, you could also design a cruiser. You can also design a second cruiser. If I wanted a second cruiser design, I could just do that. Call it Cruiser 2. and now I have 2 different cruisers, and I could do a bomber cruiser and a combat cruiser if I wanted to. Okay. Then there's the paths to victory. They're coming a technological victory and an economic victory in the future. So far, it seemed like a conquest victory and a diplomatic victory was almost all but the same thing. In my last game, I won the diplomatic victory simply because I had the largest population. It was after I had destroyed probably 3 of the other races, and then I just won because I had high enough population to elect myself. So maybe they should look into that a little bit, where maybe you couldn't win without actually getting someone else to vote for you as well. Otherwise, they should just call it like a domination victory. But they don't have a domination victory, so I guess it's kind of the same. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting some other victory types. I hope they can implement it in a way so that it's actually viable to go for all of them. A lot of games seem to end up with different victory types where one is just much easier to attain. One of the ones is often technological victory. That's often way easier to get to than say diplomatic or conquest. So I hope that's something they get balanced. You can see here the timeline of our score, our army. Get them all on here. See that we're just way ahead. Seems that score is almost only military taken into account. My very first playthrough for the start of the game, I was behind in score, even though I wasn't ahead in population and colonies. And I was a bit taken aback by that, but it seems that army, like your spaceships, count for most of your scores. If I want to wrap this up, I would say that it's a promising game. In the current state, it's not good enough, obviously, but it's in early access, so I hope that they'll turn a lot of these things around. Certainly a lot of interesting elements like the terraforming in this game, and I think the whole planet system works really great. It's advanced enough with the buildings that you actually have something to go into. At the same time, it's simple with these movements, so you don't have to spend too much time micromanaging. There's a pretty good pace to the game, which I really like. So all in all, I would say that this is a game you should watch out for. I understand if you don't want to put your money down just yet. Probably wait a couple months and see if they follow up with development on top of this really pretty game. Really pretty and really well built game with a lot of nice features, with videos and talk, voice acting that are really nice. It has a lot of potential, so I would watch out for it, and I'll definitely be getting back to this in a couple months once they add some more features. But that was it for me. Hope you enjoyed this series. The next series will be in Hearts of Iron 3, so hope you return. Have a good day.